Welcome, dear viewers, to the segment where different stories and different experiences meet. Alhamdulillah, still we are with our wonderful guest, Sister Susan, and we will continue where we stopped. We spoke about Umrah, your feelings looking at the Kaaba the first time, and of course, as you said, and no one, I believe, even I went with different people to Umrah first time, and they are looking at the Kaaba. You cannot stop your tears.
No,
it just comes, right?
Yeah.
Of course, now you're seeing that. Now I want you to also tell me, of course, you're looking left and right, and you're seeing people from different colors, different nationality, people are literate, people are educated, all kind of people. They're of course wearing the ihram, the white cloth. What was your feeling by looking all these different people at one place?
This is one thing anyway I love about Islam, is that unity among just humanity. I consider myself a third culture kid because I grew up outside of my own culture. Always throughout my whole life, I've lived in many places in the world. I've always been surrounded by people of different races, different colors, different cultures, and so seeing that reflected in Islam, mashallah, is just something very unique.
Okay.
And in Mecca especially, I used to, before I even went on Umrah, I used to watch on TV Salat al-Taraweeh in Mecca. And the crowd control over there is amazing. Like just the word Allahu Akbar. You've got the crowd and everybody's chit-chatting, whatever, and the word Allahu Akbar for iqamah and for prayer, complete silence. Everybody's doing exactly the same thing, facing exactly, standing in one line. Where in the world do you ever have a crowd that can be controlled with one word, where you have hundreds of thousands of people with no security control, nobody is on top of their heads. It's just that one word, Allahu Akbar, and silence.
MashaAllah.
SubhanAllah. Yeah.
And of course, you're seeing these different people. Of course, you saw that
Amazing.
prior to going to Umrah in the Taraweeh and the different people.
Yes.
But again, now you're seeing these different people. And of course, as you said, you coming to Kuwait at the beginning and with the Western or the different perspective you have completely, or I don't know, but maybe, I don't know about you, but many people think that, okay, the white people, they are the superior, they are over everyone, they are
some white people, but alhamdulillah, because I think I've been exposed to so many cultures as a child.
Alhamdulillah.
I've lived in Taiwan, South Africa, Kuwait, Lebanon, so many different places that, alhamdulillah, I never had those feelings.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah,
so
alhamdulillah.
by looking
I kind of felt home in Islam with being among so many different cultures. I feel more home with all the different cultures mixed than in my own culture.
MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah.
And the all rituals of Umrah.
Yes.
Tawaf and Sa'i and all these things. Tiring, okay,
not
enjoying?
At all. It was not tiring at all, alhamdulillah. We did it, I think we started Umrah maybe around midnight. And we finished at 3 o'clock in the morning. It was just, you're riding on cloud 9, so to say. I mean, everything is easy. You don't want it to finish.
True.
You kind of like when you're going to finish, it's like, kind of like, no, I want to do this again.
Alhamdulillah. So true. And with the Umrah and feeling, again, I'm actually literally imagining, what you're saying. And you're doing Umrah and Tawaf and Sa'i going back and forth, and you're seeing different people.
Yes.
Wallahi, this only shows the unity, right?
Oh, so much.
Black
Everybody's
people,
smiling
red
at
people,
each other, being helpful to each other. And it's a small thing, but one thing that really struck me, even, it's not just towards people. We were stepping outside of the immediate haram, outside, outside the walls, and there was somebody just giving some water to a cat. There was a place for wudu, and somebody was holding their hands open for this little kitty that was like just that whole, and the feeling of peace is subhanallah. I got up at Fajr. We went to go to Fajr prayer. And we saw, out of our hotel, it was near the Kaaba, we saw masses of people coming as far as the eye could see, just coming, walking in one direction from wherever they were coming from, their hotels or their places of living. They were all heading in one direction. Quiet, peaceful, like serenity is really the right word, serenity.
And you can feel this more when you're really in the prayer.
Yes.
And, led by an imam, almost thousands of people and sometimes million, and you will not hear
nothing.
Completely, silent. all these
Silence.
people completely, subhanAllah,
Silence.
that's amazing.
Yep.
Alhamdulillah, now you did your umrah, you did your,
Alhamdulillah.
rituals and visits and everything.
Yes.
I know about yourself, Sister Susan, that mashallah, you are day by day learning more about Islam. And this
Alhamdulillah. It never stops. Every
Muslim
Subhanallah.
should do that.
Yeah,
And
never stops.
as a person, I know that also you have some like a da'wah work, like a humanitarian or da'wah work, inviting people to Islam or something like that. What mashallah, you're doing? We would like to know, the viewers.
I try my best. Alhamdulillah. I think the first da'wah is just to be authentic, to be a good example. That must be your first da'wah, whether you're working in official da'wah work or you're just living your life. But I think the best da'wah is always to be a good example to others. And if I may mention that, for example, even in the small things, like the way you leave a place, like for example, if you're traveling, leave your place behind nice and neat and clean. It might keep an impression of somebody who sees, wow, oh yeah, there was this woman with hijab. Oh, the Muslims are clean. They're not, you know what I mean? Like it might always tie the good impression that you leave behind as a Muslim when you travel. So that's your first level of da'wah, is to be a good example. Alhamdulillah, Allah gave me the chance to be part of the building of a masjid in New York.
MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah. So I was able to be involved by fundraising. MashaAllah, the Ministry of Awqaf here was very hospitable and very generous, and they gave a good amount of money to start the foundation of that masjid. MashaAllah, and they've now almost completed it.
MashaAllah.
I was able to create their website, to create a promotional video for them. So in that way, financially maybe not able to build the masjid myself, but alhamdulillah,
that's wonderful.
In those ways, alhamdulillah, I was
That's
able to, and I'm really excited to have that chance,
of course,
to be part of a building of a masjid.
Alhamdulillah. And this is, I think, a message for me and the viewers that never ever stop from any khair, from any good. Either it's building a masjid or helping a person or doing something. Even if you cannot do it financially or physically, you can do it, by sending it, this message to other people or telling, informing other people.
Just spreading it. That's what I did. Basically, I just knocked at doors. Masjid, the people, and also at the Ministry of Awqaf, mashallah. You just walk in and you try.
Okay, now mashallah, this is mashallah the da'wah work, alhamdulillah, great. Now coming back to Kuwait, or coming into Kuwait right now. Now you're living in Kuwait, mashallah. Can you just tell us quickly, like, what's your favorite dish, where the places that you go in Kuwait, where usually maybe, you love to go and sit and spend time? Right.
Well, subhanAllah, Kuwait's really developing fast. And I just had a visitor, and they were surprised that there's so many things to do in Kuwait. And mashallah, now that Kuwait has that beautiful new science center, the cultural center, where they have the different halls of so that's a place I love going. I still like the scientific center.
Being a scientific person, I believe. Okay.
Yeah, right. Mashallah. And the scientific center, the aquarium, it's a very tranquil place. Mashallah, Kuwait has many, many places. And it's so varied, mashallah. You have farms, you've got desert, you've got the downtown, you've got the malls, you've got so many different places, mashallah.
So you're enjoying being in Kuwait?
I love Kuwait.
And it's not the matter of it's a hot country, it goes above 50, 55 degrees.
It's a hot country, we can't deny it's hot, but alhamdulillah, Allahumma lak alhamd, we have AC.
Alhamdulillah.
That is a ni'mah. Like many times when the heat hits, you have to be thankful and grateful that you're living in this place in this time.
MashaAllah.
Because a long time ago,
alhamdulillah, we are in ni'mah.
Wallah ni'mah.
And what is, of course, before ending this segment and this episode, what is your message to all the brothers and sisters? Like, what you would like to tell them to focus on something, or whatever you would like to say?
I think to have a gratitude attitude is one thing that Islam has really taught me, and taught me to be balanced, and just to remember all the little blessings that we have in our life.
And we thank Allah for that.
For everything. Yani sometimes we think things are burdens. Like if we have a long errand to run or something, but then we have to remember we have a car to run it. We've got AC in the car to run it. We've got the health to run the errand. We've got the money to put into the gas tank. All these little, if you think about all these things, it's Allahumma lakal hamd. You don't complain anymore.
True.
There's
True.
nothing to complain about. So,
Alhamdulillah. So Jazakallah khair for your message, and may Allah
Ayakum
subhanahu wa ta'ala
salam.
bless us to thank Him all the time
Ameen.
and give us this attitude, so we show our gratitude to Him. Alhamdulillah, by that, we thank you, Sister Susan, for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
And also, Jazakumullah khair for your time and watching us. And inshallah ta'ala, we will come with a new episode with a new guest, inshallah. For now, the time is up and we will shift to another segment. So stay with us, inshallah.